and welcome everyone to Wanderlust in Wildemount. We are here and we are ready to play. We are very excited. So we're gonna just go around, say who we are, who will be playing. I'll start with myself since I'm already talking. I will be playing Wendell Eustace Abernathy, Lucius Throckwaddle, Hossenpfeffer the Fourth of the Havisham Hossenpfeffers. A nobleman, philanthropist, aspiring author. I could go on. And Wendell would, but I won't. I will spare you. He's a warlock. It's, he's doing okay. He's doing alright. Just like his good buddy Harlan, D20 coup de grace. How are you today?
Yes, that's me. I'll be playing Harlan Flipcloak tonight. He's a hobgoblin wizard, and he knows that finding the proper path through time takes patience. And I believe his patience will be tested tonight.
That's fair. That is totally fair. We're gonna introduce Igor last in hopes that he arrives. He is showing up tonight. He's just a little bit late. And we'll skip over Igor, go over to Howl. Howl, are you doing? Nuggetosaurus?
I'm doing fantastic. God, I love your transitions. I really do. I'm Nuggetosaurus. I'm playing Hal, the shifter fighter / paladin, who is currently, unsurprisingly, very angry with our darling rogue, Lamont Quinlan. And
darling's the word I'd use, but okay.
Yeah, things are gonna happen, and we'll see how it goes. I'm concerned, but not for myself.
Oh, speaking of concerned, but not for yourself, producer Trav, Lamont Quinlan, how are you?
How have we gone this many episodes without doing that joke, Lindy? Because I think that's the first time you've passed it to Becky.
It's taken immense amounts of restraint.
In just such a fashion. Oh no, right. Oh yeah, you were holding on to that one to tonight.
I couldn't hold it in any longer.
There you go.
Puns must flow.
I'm producer Trav, and I'm playing Lamont Quinlan, the Kalishtar rogue who, he's just a little wacky, a little off bent, a little left of center, folks, and he really just doesn't see what the deal is. Sometimes you have to dangle children off of the edge of buildings to get information from them, because if you then, give them money and put them on the right path, you've done a wonderful thing for humanity.
Have you though?
And so it's gonna be, he walks the razor's edge between justice and madness, and we're just gonna see what happens. It's good to be here. Back to you.
Thank you. And when I think of people who've done a lot of good for humanity and members of this of group, Lamont's not the person I think of. But I'll just let my soup kitchens and orphanages do the talking. Shiny Pilot will be playing Igor. My butler, he's great and he'll be here at some point. So now I will hand us over to our dungeon master. Deception check. How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing grand and I can't wait. I've been looking forward to this episode since we finished last week's. Our players were in a bookstore at the beginning of last week when they found out that they were being followed, or at least spied upon, by people outside. They hatched a plan in which everyone except for Lamont would continue on to Yellowcrest Manor to investigate it, while Lamont would hide behind and follow to watch who was following group. It worked. He saw that they were being followed by 3 children, one of which had a massive scar on his face and looked to be the leader of the small band of 7, 8, and 9-year-olds. So he decided, in the middle of the street, in the middle of daylight, to take the form of that which stalks the night and to chase this child down to get him to tell him who he worked for. That particular transformation in the middle of the street caught the eyes of the police, known as the Zalazo, and they also followed Lamont into the alleyway as he chased this child. The poor kid rolled horribly the entire time, could not get away, and Lamont caught him and then rappelled up to the top of a building, to which point he decided it was time to interrogate this 8-year-old orphan. in the well, along the way, he decided it was also important to hang the child by its neck over the edge.
Feet.
Oh, you used feet.
Grab
Oh,
it
that's
by the
even worse.
neck.
Okay. To hang the child by his feet
Choke him.
over the edge of this multi-story building while asking who he worked for. The child had no idea, who was only given a copper to watch people and report back to whoever it was that was leading them. A person he did not know, but only knew by sight, really, no name, no organization. Lamont offered him a platinum piece, I believe, to become his informant on the street now, and then let him down. About the same time, the Zalazo had reached the top of the building and were trying to catch that which stalks the night in the day, and Lamont made his escape. Catching up with the rest of the group as they finished their conversation with the butler of Yellowcrest Manor, they proceeded to investigate a tannery, which smelled wonderful, and also a cobbler shop. At the cobbler shop, they met the factor of the Lord of Yellowcrest Manor, who was not the Lord of Yellowcrest Manor anymore, but the Lord Yellowcrest, who still owns these businesses. And they found out a little bit of information. Wendell thinks he found a kindred spirit, and they decided they needed to go and explore Greenfast, the city at which the Lord Yellowcrest resides. So they messaged Hal, who hung back to find out what the commotion was with the chasing of the child into the alley. Got together on not an airship, that's what they should have taken, but no, they got on the carpet and decided to fly due south to Greenfast. So that is where we will pick up tonight. However, before we get to that, because I know it's going to be an explosive and fun time, we will do a quick flashback. How you've just seen or heard the commotion behind you and turned around to see the dark form of that which stalks the night, chasing a child into an alleyway, to be followed quickly by the blue-dressed Zalazo. You decided to follow. By the time you got to the alley to see what was going on, you look up to see that which stalks the night, Lamont Quinlan, holding a child by his feet over the edge of the building, a 3-story warehouse that he had absconded up. Lamont did not drop the child, but had to run away because the Zalazo had caught up with him and they were cordoning off the alley. It's taken some time before you could speak with the child, a young boy, an orphan, it looks like, around 8 or 9 years old, a large, nasty scar running down the right side of his face. But now the Zalazo have released the area. They are letting the child go. He's told them what he could. What do you do?
Has he left the alley yet?
No.
Okay.
Matter of fact, he looks kind of scared to leave the alley.
Okay. Have the Zalazo left the alley?
They are beginning to.
Okay. I'm gonna wait for them to pass, and then I'm gonna slip in.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go up to the kid, and I'm gonna leave some space, and I'm gonna put my hands up, and I'm like, you know who I am?
And he looks, and he's like, kind of backs off before he says anything. Are you with that crazy guy?
Not willingly.
Look, I told him I don't know anything. I don't want his money. I don't know who it is. I'm probably dead already because they saw him chasing me.
I'm just here to ask if you're okay.
He just kind of looks at you, his head turns sideways. And you can see his eyes are watering a little bit. He's a tough street kid, but he's kind of at the end of his rope right now.
Yeah.
And so he's got a little bit of a tear kind of forming up. He's like, I don't know.
You hungry?
always.
You want to go
Look,
get some food?
Look, I've got to find a place to hide. I can't be out. Look, these kids disappear all the time when they mess up, and I messed up big because he saw me. So
What if I told you I had a place you could hide?
I wouldn't believe you. Don't get me wrong. I mean, look, whatever. Okay.
All right, follow me and stick close.
He sticks like right behind you.
Yeah. And I'm gonna take him to the Crescent Acorn.
Okay.
And I'll go in and whoever's at the bar.
You see the amber wines there, like always. And Simon Amberwine is behind the bar right now. He's like, "Oh, hey, Hal, how are you?
Hey, Simon. I'm okay. Do you have
who's your little friend?"
A friend. Do
Okay.
you got a private room? Just like a meeting room?
I mean, we don't really have a lot of meeting rooms. I mean, we have some rooms upstairs. Do you need one?
Yeah, one for the kid.
Okay. All right. He kind of walks over. He's about the same height, as the kid. And the kid's dirty, shoeless. You can tell he's been on the street for a little while. And Simon walks up and treats him just like a regular guest. He's like, "Well, hello, sir. Welcome to the Crescent Acorn. If you'd like to follow me, I could take you upstairs. Do you want any food or anything?" And he puts his hand out to shake, and the kid just kind of like pulls away from him.
Get him the whole works, whatever your usual meal is at this time of day. Actually, get him two. And a bath. You got any clothes?
Oh, I'm sir, looking at the size of them. Some of my old stuff will fit him pretty nice, I think.
Yeah,
Might be a little baggy on him. I've got a little bit around the belly.
Anything that he might fit into, I'll compensate you for.
Oh, I know you're good for it, and I can see he might need it. Anything else I should be thinking about, worrying about?
Someone might come for him.
Oh. What am I supposed to do then? Will you not be here?
I've got some things to handle. I just need a safe place for him to stay while I handle them.
Okay.
I was thinking we could send him through the door, but I don't have that key right now.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll keep an eye on him and keep him fed. Young master, what's your name? And he kind of like ducks out from behind you, and he's like, "They call me V." Okay, Master V. Follow me up the stairs here. We're gonna get you a bath. Yeah, I don't like baths very much. Well, don't worry. We'll make it fun. All right, come on. And he leads him upstairs. And as he gets him upstairs, he starts pushing him down the hallway. He looks back over his shoulders like, "I've got him, Miss Hal. Don't worry."
All right, I'll be back soon.
You got it.
And then as I step out of the Crescent Acorn, I want to very casually as I can hopefully roll for, case the joint. I want to make sure nobody followed us here. Nobody knows where this kid is.
Okay.
Any potential threats to this child.
All right. You are an old hand with the clasp from your time in Amon. Casing the joint is not going to be a problem, but I will need a perception or an investigation to see what you notice.
I'm going to go with perception. 23.
Okay.
One off a crit.
You make your way around and you notice at least one set of eyes following you. So you've been seen, but you don't know for what reason. It's a big marketplace. There's a lot of people there. but this is a person you don't know, but someone is watching.
Someone's watching. Do I see that person? Is it another kid? Is it an adult?
No, it's a thin, darker skinned man from probably about 65, 70 feet away. Kind of like posted up beside a stall. Looks like he might be a merchant or a merchant guard or something along those lines. He looks like he fits in the area, doesn't stand out, but is keeping a close eye on you.
Does he make eye contact with me?
Do you make eye contact with him?
Yes.
He looks away and ducks into an alley.
I follow him.
Okay. How fast are you following?
Fast enough that I don't lose him.
Okay.
But not fast enough that I draw attention.
Okay. You get to the same alley that you saw him duck into. And you catch just a glimpse of his cloak rounding a corner.
I will continue to follow.
Okay.
For a moment.
You turn the corner. You don't see him now, but you hear footsteps up ahead. Someone is running now. Running very quickly. What do you do?
I will run after him.
Okay. You chase after. He's moving very quickly. You turn a corner. Give me a perception check.
And I would like to say that I do have inspiration.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to use it.
It is yours to use.
I'm going to use it.
Okay. How do you want to use it? You want to give yourself advantage? You want an automatic success? How would you like to use it?
I'm going to go with advantage because I don't want to just hand it to me.
No,
I want
it's
to
a
work
story
for it.
point. My inspirations are story points. If you want to succeed here, you will succeed.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Okay.
That's okay.
Just out of the just up ahead, behind several boxes, you notice just barely the lid or the hatch to some sort of doorway slam closed. If you hadn't been looking in the exact right spot at the right time, you would not have seen this thing close because it closed quietly, but you could just see it move. So you know up ahead, there is a ladder or some sort of passage going down to the sewers underneath the city.
Okay.
I'll also give you, because of this sign, your Thieves' Cant ability allows you to see several marks opposite walls saying safe entrance here.
Okay. Do I feel like if I follow him down there, I'm close enough to catch him, or is he just kind of out of my range?
I imagine that Hal would think that if this was Iman and this was the clasp, you would feel safe heading down and could probably catch this person because he would not expect you to follow that far.
Okay.
But Hal
It's
also
not
knows
Iman.
this isn't Iman or the
Yeah.
clasp. And from what you understand, the organization here is called the Myriad.
Yeah.
And they have a very, very bad reputation.
Yeah, and the Myriad, we've had dealings with them before. So I think Hal will go to the hatch and open it.
Okay.
And I think she's going to listen.
All right. What is your AC?
Oh, no.
20.
Okay. A bolt flies by your right shoulder. And then a second one catches you right underneath the armor. You take 6 points of damage, and I need you to make a con save.
17.
All right, you pass. You don't take
Okay.
any poison damage. You feel that bolt you have in your side right now has poison on it, but it's not strong enough
Okay.
to bother you. You don't know because you got hit, and you probably, I would imagine you back away at that point. Once the first one goes by, you get hit, the door closes down. You don't know if that was an automatic trap or if there are people down there waiting for you to try and come back through.
Okay. I'm going to move to the side
Mm-hmm.
and then lift the hatch again.
Nothing happens.
Okay. Can I glance in? Do I see anything?
Give me a perception check.
14.
You glance in, but it's dark. I mean, you understand. This is a bolt hole to get into a secret network of safe spaces. There's not going to be a lot of light here. It's meant to be disorienting for people who don't know where to go.
Yeah.
You feel like maybe this was a trap set when the hatch was closed.
Yeah.
About this time, Wendell's voice pops into your head.
Oh yes, hello Hal. We got some information on the Yellow Crest scenario, and planning to leave on the carpet soon. Meet up at the Wasserin Manor, or wherever you are.
Kind of busy. Can you drop the key at the Crescent Acorn?
Would you say drop the key? You don't mean literally just leaving it there, do you?
No, I'm gonna be there.
Ah, should we meet you at the Crescent Acorn then?
Is Lamont with you?
Yes.
Then no.
Alright, I will... Tell you what, how about I wait at the Crescent Acorn with the key, and then the others can... We'll meet up with the others at the Wasserin Manor. I just feel like leaving the key unattended might not be... The Amberwines don't seem the most marshaled.
That's fine. Just meet me there and like.
Or I can leave Igor if you prefer.
I just need the key. I don't care who
All right.
comes. Just as long as it's not fucking Lamont.
Alright. Harlan, Hal was going to meet us at the Wasserin Manor. Could you drop me off at the Crescent Acorn? I have something I'd like to take care of briefly. Then I'll meet you at the Wasserin Manor as well.
All right, time's ticking.
It's on the way. It'll be fine. Be
right.
very quick.
So you guys are heading that direction. Hal, what are you doing? You're standing at the hatch.
Yeah. I just want to like. I know I opened it and looked in. Can I like fully stick my head in? I just want to get I just want to see if. I just want a glimpse. Like I just want to get a feel for this safe entrance.
Okay. All right. So you poke your head in. Just like before with your rolling perception from before, there's not a lot to see here. The light from the daylight, which is afternoon light, casts an amber glow down inside. You see cobblestones about 15 feet below you. The ladder goes all the way down. It is a wooden ladder that's seen some use. There is, when you look, a mechanism. It's what you imagine is that when you tripped when you opened the hatch, and you hear nothing but the quiet dripping of water onto cobblestones from 4 different directions around this particular ladder set.
Okay. And since I don't see anything in the immediate vicinity, she will close the hatch and go back
Okay.
to the Crescent Acorn. The whole time watching, making sure there's nobody else.
Okay. You don't recognize anyone else.
Okay. Then she's just gonna go sit at the bar and wait for Wendell to show up.
Okay. I imagine that Wendell is there when you get back because
Mhm.
they're
Okay.
on a carpet. And Wendell's waiting for you at the bar. Simon is sitting there just having a nice conversation. So then I said to the missus, I'm not that good with the broom. Yeah, that was a good one.
Howell, hello.
Oh, Miss Howell, you're back already.
Yeah. The kid's still here?
Last I checked, I was taking a bath.
Okay. Thanks for that, by the way. I
Oh.
appreciate it.
Oh no, I wish I could do more for the kids, but it's hard to get on their good side. They don't trust you. They always think someone's out to
Okay.
do something to you. I'm sorry, the cat's being annoying. He's a good mouser, but
Yeah, they keep
gets
trying to
into
knock
things.
pictures off the wall. Like
It happens. I'm so sorry.
yeah, it's fine.
We
I don't
call
know.
him
This
Nuggets.
one's perfectly behaved. It's just sitting in my lap purring. I don't.
That one's not.
Yes, that's little Tesla.
Yes.
She's quite the mouser herself when she can get off her butt.
Yeah.
Stop
Yeah, no,
sleeping
this
and
one's
drinking
just the devil.
Well, it's a nice cat. I don't think it's really the devil, but
Very cute, but a demon in disguise.
oh, well, fair enough. Good mousers are often like that.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
oh, okay. So you need him to stay for the night, or
No, we're gonna send him through the door and get him set up on our side of things. He needs to be out of this city.
okay, all right. Well,
But again, thank you.
do you have people on the other side that can look after him?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wendell's writing in his book right now. Reagan, we're about to make a brief visit.
He's like, should I be worried or should I be happy at your arrival?
We're bringing an orphan.
Oh, joy. Recruits?
No.
I
Getting
hope
them
so,
young?
but Howell found him first, so we'll have to see.
She does have quite the gaggle
Monopoly.
of orphans already.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
Well,
Well,
it's not a
I'll be
monopoly
ready.
anymore. Right. See you soon. He's just closes up the book. All right, Howell. It's
Alice Amberwine comes downstairs, and you see V dressed in a comfortable shirt and clean pants, and he's got some shoes on, which he seems like he's uncomfortable walking in because he hasn't worn shoes in some time.
Is he human? Half elf?
He might be half elf.
Half
You
elf,
can't tell.
okay.
He has a little bit of an exotic look to him,
Okay.
but you're not sure.
All right.
Definitely human for sure, but might have some other
Some other stuff in him.
ancestry.
Okay. Wendell, do you mind waiting
Yes.
here while I take care of this?
you don't want me to come with.
Not particularly, no.
All
The
right.
less people that know where this kid is, the better.
I have people and places if you need a place or people.
I'll keep that in mind.
Reagan's expecting you.
Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah, good. Okay. She's gonna turn to V. I'm giving you the choice, kid.
Yeah.
You can stay here, or you can come with me and I can get you someplace safe.
He looks up at Simon and Alice, and he's like, it is nice here, but I don't think they're safe as long as I stay here.
Yeah, it's probably best to get you out of this city.
You see, like, Alice kind of just look really distressed at the thought
Yeah.
that he's being that brave for them, and they're the adults.
Yeah.
Even though she's actually shorter than him.
Yeah.
Um,
So and she's like, so you sound like you've gotten your choice in mind.
I I mean, I don't know where you can get me. I mean, there's
I've
no
got my
towns
ways.
days
Don't
away.
you know? We're group. Well, part of group.
I have a
And,
business card.
And if anybody fucks with this family, this inn, or
He like licks it.
anyone I deem under my protection, they'll have to deal with the Wolf of Damali.
See his eyes kind of go a little wide.
Come on, kid. And I'm going to lead him back to the door.
Okay. And for viewers that aren't familiar with the door, this is something that was like an upgrade of the original base of operations, the Grayskull Shadow Inn.
There's been a lot of work going into doors
Yes,
in this game.
lots of door work with group. But it is an enchantment on a particular key that when placed in a lock the first time at a location, it sets a gateway between that door and the private sanctum inside the Grayskull Shadow Inn. The key must be in the door, and when you turn it, it connects, and you open up and you step through directly into the other room. When the door closes and the key is removed, you're now in that location. And to go back, you must place the key back in the door, follow the same steps. So Hal places the key in the door. It clicks with a louder than normal, audible, like lock mechanism. You can hear it kind of click and turn, the gears moving and click, and it echoes a bit. And when you open the door, what is normally just a small room, almost a broom closet, that the Amber Wines at the Crescent Acorn have rented you, is now a very lushly appointed, carpeted and wood-paneled fine dining room with the mounted head of a wormling on one wall and paintings of each of the member of group
Plus
circling the table.
There's also a painting of Velrecht.
Oh, and a painting of Velrecht as well. Yes.
So there's 6 of them.
And standing at attention, looking very dapper, is the seneschal of the group, the go-to man, Reagan, the thin, tall, red-skinned tiefling who has been their go-to servant, class representative, and all things that they needed when they were back in Amon, and still runs the operation for them now. He bows deeply, says, welcome home. It's good to see you again, Miss Hal. Is this the young master that we'll be taking care of?
Yeah, this is V. V, this is Reagan. He runs this joint. He's really good at his job.
Well, I'd run this part of the joint. We have a manager for all the rest of it.
Yeah, you're basically in charge.
I'm the do boy, really. I do what they tell me to. I do what they say. So
as he's talking, Hal's gonna close the door and take the key out just to be safe.
Right.
So this is V. He's in
Hello, V. I'm Reagan.
He's in some trouble back in Damali, and he needed to get away. And what better place to get away than a different continent? So,
all right,
V, welcome to Amon.
Really in another city now?
Yeah.
Like, no way. Like,
yeah, come on, let me show you. And I'm gonna like how as they're in Amon, like her whole demeanor kind of changes. She's a little bit lighter. She's a little bit more like, I don't know, Amon, as shitty of a place as it has been to her, it's still her home, you know? And she's going to lead him out into the street and be like, does this look like Damali to you?
Like, first he steps out and it's a completely different environment. You're in the dining area of a fine restaurant inn and tavern in the city of Amon. It's all green colors and carpeted floors and stained woods that are shining, and it smells different. Food is in the air. It's happy in this place, but it's also damp, which is something that's a little bit different from the drier air. Even though Damali is a port as well, Iman is just damp this time of year. It's just the fogs are rolling in, and it's a different feel. The air is different. And you can see him kind of like feeling the weight of the humidity fall upon him. And he's like, oh, really? Where am I going to stay? Are you going to stay with me?
I can't. I've got some business back in Damali to take care of.
Just going to get left on the street again?
No, you're not. Hal looks
Oh.
kind of offended that he thinks that would happen, but she understands because like she was a street kid and like her kids are street kids. So you got a couple options. You can stay at the inn and you can work and you can live, and this will be your home. Reagan will take care of you. You'll kind of be to your own devices, but there'll be rules.
Okay.
Or
Going to give me a job?
if you want it, yeah, we'll find a job for you at the
I'll
inn.
make money.
You'll make money. You'll make your own funds. You'll have free room and board. You just got to promise me that you'll stay the fuck away from the clasp.
What are the clasp?
They're the myriad, but on this continent.
Okay. Well, if I have something to do and people to help me, I mean, back home, I had to do what they asked because that's the only way I'd ever make any cash.
Well, you're here now. And if you want it, you'll have a place and a job, and you can stay at the Grayskull Shadow Inn, and it'll be your home. Or I have a daughter. She's a halfling who's a monk of Bahamut up at the temple. If you think you want to live at the temple, you're welcome to do that. I can get her set up.
I like it here.
All right. Third option, I have a house here. It's safe. You'd be by yourself, but there's a stash of money that you'll have access to. You'll be able to take care of yourself, and you'll still have access to the Grayskull Shadow Inn.
I think I want to stay here.
You want to stay here?
Yeah. Reagan looks cool.
Reagan's great.
Are those real horns? Like, are they
Yeah.
real?
Yeah, he's a tiefling. Those are he's had him his whole life. Actually,
Okay.
I don't know if they're I assume they grow like with the rest of him.
I don't know.
I don't know many
met a
tieflings.
Okay. Are they really like the spawn of the devil and demons and things?
Their heritage is demonic, but they themselves are not spawns of the devil.
Oh.
Just like I have wolf heritage, but I am not a wolf.
Are you really the wolf of Damali?
Yeah,
Wow, that's so cool.
I try. But
How many people have you killed?
that's a loaded question, and
Oh,
someday
okay.
I'll probably tell you the number, but I've lost count. Let's just go with that.
Wow. I can count to 5.
That's good. And
There's more than 5?
there's more than 5.
Okay. That's a
And
lot.
Reagan will start you with some studies, so you'll learn how to read and write and know all your numbers. And don't fucking bite me. God damn.
But I'm hungry.
I know you're hungry. We'll get you some food.
Okay, so you set him up with Reagan.
Yeah, I set him up with Reagan. And I make sure I have Reagan contact Jenny to let Jenny know that there's a new kid.
She has a brother.
She has a brother, and I do
Another
the same
brother.
I do the same with V. I let him know, hey, Jenny, Olivia, Mo's on an airship. You won't really know him, but if you ever need help, contact them and they'll help you, kind of thing.
Okay.
Like, we're your family now.
So you're heading back to Port Tamale
Yes.
and the Crescent Acorn. So we're going to head back to everyone else. I imagine, Wendell, by this point you've made it back to the Wasser Manor. Harlan and the rest of the crew are grabbing their things. What are you all doing?
Snacks.
Well, I mean, the Eagle can handle the snacks, Master.
But we need to pack enough for the trip, Igor. It could take us. We need to survive the night.
How long, Master? Just the night?
Let's plan for 2.
So all the
3.
snacks. All right, all
Let's
the
plan
snacks.
for 3.
Shoveling all the snacks in.
Yeah. Some bags of holding. You mean lunch boxes?
Yeah, we're gonna push those to the limit.
All right. So 1,000 pounds worth of food has been procured.
Excellent.
A lot of food. Maybe some more paper and ink so we can.
Okay.
write, maybe.
995 pounds of food
There
and
we
then
are.
5 pounds worth of ink and paper.
Yes.
Okay. Harlan, Lamont, what are you guys doing to prepare for your trip to Greenfast?
He just goes to the ship. He just goes straight there, and waits on the bridge with his arms folded.
That you guys were taking the carpet.
Oh, we're taking the carpet. Oh, we aren't taking the ship? Or not?
Apparently not.
Okay. All right. All right.
We-
All right.
We could take the ship.
I mean, you could.
You want everyone to know we're coming.
Wendell says in my head. But I do fly us up to the ship. I want to do some last minute security checks.
Okay. So everybody else is at Wasser Manor, but you go up to the ship, or you take everyone up to the ship?
I was thinking while Igor was getting snacks, they were doing that thing.
But the carpet travels fast, so.
Maybe me and Lamont go up the ship, unless
Yeah.
Lamont wants to do something else.
I go with you.
Okay.
And I want to do some security. I'm going to get some a thermos for some warm goat's milk, and I'm going to get blankets.
Okay. All right. Give me an investigation or perception check, both of you. Okay. Harlan is just rolling natural 20 there on his investigation. And Lamont Quinlan with a 24. So all things are laid out before you. Harlan, all the settings on your machine are different than what you left them as. Some parts look like they have been removed and placed back. There are tool marks around certain pieces. You can see that your apparatus has been thoroughly studied in the last week. Lamont, you notice these same things. Your experience with artificery allows you to notice that there have been sketches, there have been studies done of the different parts of this machine, as well as, while you're securing the ship, you notice that a great many adjustments seem to have been made on the balloon attachments, on railings. It looks like some planks have been pulled up and placed back in place, like they were studying the materials and everything. So you imagine that your ship has been thoroughly studied.
Okay. I'm going to make record of every change we find. I'm also going to see if do we find any left evidence of them being here besides changes to the ship? Like, do we find any hairs or
Okay. I imagine it's possible with your natural 20 that you find a stray hair that does not match anyone that should have been on the ship to your knowledge.
All right. I'll take it and place it somewhere where it'll be safe.
That's fair.
30th page of my spell book, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty safe spot for it.
Okay.
And all right. Yes. I will inform the others of this issue on the carpet, which I'm sure everyone will enjoy.
Okay. Lamont, you're there too. You see him.
This?
You see him find that hair and all the other things.
Are you seeing this?
Yes. This is a major issue. I was worried about this. Does it appear that the ship has traveled?
No. You know for a fact it hasn't moved. It's very hard to hide the movement of a ship in this town.
Okay. All right.
You think they figured it out, or you think they're just looking at it?
It looks like they definitely spend quite the time here.
Can it be duplicated? Could they build another one just looking at it?
I don't believe so. But with the proper experimentation and the right guidance, which they have, they could perhaps produce something similar.
You can't leave it here for 2 days. You can't. You have to move it.
Yes. I suppose I can take it elsewhere.
Footprints. Anything to know exactly who it was.
I did find this hair. It could help.
Well, you were the one with the lab. Let me know how that goes. Till then, you need a distraction or something? What can I do? They'll notice when you move it. How do you want to handle it?
I believe it'll be all right. I can move it away. Just to recall, I think Harley would definitely... He's okay to... Like, I'm under Nessarin's guardianship, right?
Yes, all charges have been dropped.
Yeah,
You're
he
not-
released it.
Yeah, it's been released to you. There's nothing.
Okay.
But you do know that there are no other skyports on the continent of Wildemount at all. This is the only skyport.
Where are you going to move it?
That's... I'm unsure where I could at this point without a proper dock. It's not made for adventure. It's made for experimentation.
Well, can you take the keys with you? Can we take the power source with us? Is it something that can be carried? Is there some crucial element that you can't leave behind to keep somebody from stealing it? Keep these folks from poking around?
There are several important pieces that could be taken. I'll go and find the flux capacitor or whatever. And this is a piece that I doubt they'd be able to replicate easily.
What about the interocitor?
Oh, yes. I have that right here.
Excellent.
All right.
You know best. Let's go back.
Yes, the others might be waiting. We wouldn't want to keep them.
Okay. You grab your parts and you fly back to Nezrin's Manor. Hal, you've arrived back at the Scarlet Acorn. Are you heading to Nezrin's Manor as well?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to pay the Amber Wines. Which, and if they don't accept it, I'll just leave 10 gold in their coffers.
Yeah, they don't accept it. They're like, oh, please. We got to help someone, and that's what we like to do.
Yeah.
Don't leave it on the bar this time either.
All right, I won't leave it on the bar. I leave it on the shelf under the bar. And then I leave before they give it back to me.
You look back as you walk out, and Alice is just shaking her head, smiling at you.
Wave and leave.
Okay.
And
So
I head back to the manor.
Okay.
Looking like death incarnate.
Okay. Did you remove the bolt from your shoulder?
Oh no.
Okay. So
I have not done that. It's just
you've
there.
got you've got about 8 inches of wooden bolt sticking out from under one of the parts of your armor. Trickle of blood running down from it, but it doesn't seem to be slowing you down too much.
Doesn't affect her at all.
Okay. I mean, it's just a large piece of wood stuck into you, but that's okay. I imagine at this point, you arrive at the same time that Harlan and Lamont arrive on the carpet, and Igor and Wendell are stepping out with their crates of food.
Bags of holding, it's fine. It's just
Okay. They're 995 pounds of snacks
It's totally fine.
Just 3 days worth. It's fine.
Enough for a small expedition.
Harlan is ready to go. He seems to be ready to pilot the carpet. Hal walks up. Lamont is already on the carpet, and Wendell and Igor are climbing on.
Mm-hmm.
Al reaches up, yanks the bolt out of her shoulder, and stabs Lamont with it.
Okay. Can you make
That
me
escalated quickly.
an attack roll? It's going to be it's an improvised weapon.
It's like a dagger attack.
I'll give that to you. It's like a dagger attack.
Okay.
Yeah.
23.
Does 23 hit you, Lamont?
How dare you? By the way. Does a 23 hit me?
Hit your AC.
Yes, it does. Of course it does.
Okay.
Answer that question. He has
I just
13 for Pete's sake.
impale it through his shoulder where like the bolt hit me.
Okay. Make a con save.
Oh, yeah, because it's poisoned.
Lamont falls unconscious. You take 6 points of damage from the bolt, and you take
Man,
It's a good thing you made that save, Hal.
12 points of poison damage. You are poisoned, and you are now unconscious for the next hour.
I
wait,
think
6 plus 12?
Yeah,
Yes.
18 points total.
I think Wendell and Igor are like walking up like in the background, and Wendell like goes, "God, she actually did kill him.
Master.
She finally did it." I think Lamont's actually dead now.
Lamont is sprawled out on the carpet. Harlan,
Is he stable?
He seems to be not unconscious, as in like he just seems to be asleep
Like
at this
sleep
point.
paralysis kind of thing.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, that's unfortunate. At least he knows our new problems already.
Master, why did Al just kill Lamont?
It's
Didn't
been a
kill him.
long time
He's just
coming.
unconscious.
Long time in the works, Igor. What
And it's the least he deserves.
what new problem, Harlan?
Someone with a lot of engineering knowledge has been looking through my ship.
Well, that's not good.
It is very not good.
Yes, very, very not good at all. But
I have a bit of evidence of the
because we didn't, because-
trespass.
because you're making new plans for the new ship, so it's not as if they needed to go to your ship and look at that for its. No. Can we?
It
Should
is
we hire
ver-
security for it or something?
They're taking away pieces that would be necessary for it to do anything devastating.
Well, that's good. Question: is there like because I know a lot of docks, I would assume skyships as well, if not more so, have like login, like a logbook, like to go onto the docks to go to the ships. You have to sign in.
There is a sky marshal who's in charge of the spire. There aren't as many sky ships around. That's why it was such a big deal when this
because
one
of their
appeared.
rarity. Yeah, so I think they
Right.
would definitely have that more so than even like the boat docks.
During the week you've been there, the only sky ship docked at the spire has been Harlan's.
Could you check the logs to see if anyone signed in or if they snuck in?
I did not. I'm not used to that.
Paperwork's very important. Keeps the world running. But we could check that on the way out.
We will do. But I also do have evidence, but it will take a study for me to find them.
Yes, I'm sure if they were as thorough as you said, they probably did not leave much evidence. So
They left enough.
wonderful. Well, if since we're all dead, unconscious, or ready to go, I suppose we could check in on the skyport on our way out. see if anyone signed in, because knowing if someone snuck aboard or if someone intended to be there is a big difference.
Why do we care? This is just a ship.
It is way more than just a ship.
Far more. It would not have sparked as much interest as it did if it was just a skyship, a regular airship.
There are several reasons that people would be interested in it.
Can it wait till we come back? Don't we have more pressing things to worry about?
Technically, yes.
It can. I just figured it would take 10 minutes on the way out.
Unless they fight us and don't give us access to the ship logs, because invasion of privacy.
Oh, in which case we have Nezril work on it while we're away because she's a partner on the endeavor.
Harlan, you know that each time you visited your ship, you have not been required to sign in. You also know that there are guards at the base, and that you have not had to show a reason for approaching, but normally anyone entering the spire must show a ticket or some sort of registration that they are a member of crew or whatnot of a particular ship that's in port. Most often, you've been told that airships, their crews do not disembark here at the spire. Very seldomly do they disembark. They arrive, they receive materials, they receive passengers, and then they leave. So there probably will not be a record of anyone coming or going.
I will relay this information.
All right, well, in that case, then, since it sounds like it's going to take longer, we can ask the guards if they saw anyone that's not one of us entering and leaving our ship.
When we come back.
When we come back, yes, because that's going to take longer than 10 minutes.
That'll take time.
All right,
are we ready?
I'm ready. Igor's ready.
All right. Let's go.
All
right. Harlan, you
have a fun night.
All right. So as the sun begins to set in the west over the Osmith Ocean, you begin flying due south, looking for the city of Greenfell.
Notice Lamont breathing after a while, and I just cast Spare the Dying on him just to make sure.
You feel like when you cast it, he was not in any danger of dying.
It's Lamont. I've seen him. He's died.
That's fair.
Many times.
Yeah. As we're flying, Hal's gonna turn to the group and tell them what Lamont did with the 8-year-old.
I'm sorry, he what?
Yeah, so when he wakes up, I'm gonna do something, and I would appreciate it if none of you interfered.
Oh, I don't think we want to interfere, because how much space do we need to be, distance, recommended distance out of the splash zone?
I just need the edge of the carpet.
Are you going to... Oh, that's brilliant, Hal. I just don't let go.
I'll do my best.
You're very strong. I have faith in you. And and he puts up his tiny hut, but he makes it clear, so that way Lamont won't know there's a tiny hut up.
All right. Yes, Harlan?
I forgot about the hut. I guess it won't be.
Oh no! I mean, it's still comfortable. You occasionally see bugs splatter on the outside of the hut.
That's mostly why.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't deal with the bug splatter or temperature changes.
Occasionally, a bird will come flying in and kind of bump off the side and fly off. But while all this is happening, oh, go ahead.
No, go. You're fine.
Which means if she holds Lamont out, he's not in the hut.
Well, I was bugs flapping. I was gonna say as we get closer to that hour, Hal would ask Harlan to drop us down so we're still about 100 feet up, but you can see the ground. And she's gonna get a really good grip on Lamont.
Can we survive a 10d6 fall?
And so she she wants to hook her fingers, her hands into his armor, so he will not fall, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she wants to get ready, prop him on the edge of the carpet. So when he wakes up, he's gonna see her face, and then she's gonna shove him and hold him over the edge of the carpet.
I would like to warn you a fall from this distance, he has maybe a 14% chance of survival.
Yeah, I wouldn't kill him. At least not outright.
Maybe make it
Alright.
85 feet.
Lamont, while all this is going on, you're in La La Land. You've been knocked out. All you know is that you saw Hal, and then she stabbed you with something.
Isn't this familiar? A familiar?
And then
there's-
you immediately found yourself in a very familiar location. The amorphous, dark, misty space that is your afterlife that you've been to so many times when you've died. This time, in this space, you're beginning to remember one of the reasons why you came on this madcap trip across the ocean to a faraway land. You start seeing flashes, almost like a screen popping up over here and a screen popping over there. They're your memories as you're noticing people that you got to know at some of the soup kitchens slowly disappearing. Then you start trying to find out where they're going. And so you start investigating these soup kitchens. It gives you a reason for getting yourself up out of the gutter. It's the reason that while you were being active when you saved Hal's daughter from a mugging, and the reason why she calls you Uncle Lamont now. You start remembering how you've pieced together the puzzles that each and every one of these soup kitchens, where the people enter and then never come back, are all connected to one man. Wendell, Eustace, Abernathy, Lucius, Throckwaddle, Hassenpfeffer IV of the Havisham Hassenpfeffers. Somehow Wendell is involved. And you begin to kind of feel pain again. You feel that ache in your shoulder. And you begin to awake. And as your eyes open to the dying light of the end of this day, you see Hal sitting over you as she pushes you over the edge of the carpet. And now you're hanging, dangling by your feet, about 100 feet above the ground. The wind is blowing in your face, well, through your mask. Your billowing cloak is billowing twice as much now. And Hal looks down at you as you hang from her hands.
Good morning, sunshine. How are you liking your flight?
It's like sunset. Although it could appear to be sunrise because he's disoriented.
Just do it. Just let me go.
I should.
Do it. Or have you gone soft? Just let me go.
She lets one hand go.
I need an athletics check or a strength check to see
Oh,
if
no.
you could. How much do you weigh, Lamont Quinlan, with all of your gear and everything?
210.
210? And what is the weight of your gear say you have on you?
No, I have no idea. It just came out. It's the first number that popped into my head here. Wait a minute here. I have to look at D&D Beyond. Hold on a second.
Well, Hal carries 253 pounds. Just naturally, so.
I imagine you travel relatively light,
Yeah.
Lamont. So, with base equipment and your daggers and whatnot, let's say it's about 300 pounds. How strong? But a one hand, one hand lift like
God,
that.
I hope this doesn't go
That's
bad.
a really tough hold.
That's an 11.
I telepathically tell Harlan, maybe lower to like 80 feet or so.
You let go and you're holding him there. Lamont, you feel yourself 1 foot go free and you think that she's actually had the guts to drop you, but yet now you're dangling by one leg. And how you feel yourself being pulled over as well.
Mhm.
What do you do? What does everyone do here? Igor, Wendell, Harlan, you see this going on.
Master, should I intervene?
Don't let Hal fall off.
Steady me.
And I'll
Just steady me.
cast Mage Hand to hold, like, the back of her.
Mage Hand can
like
handle
her belt
20
hair.
pounds.
Yes, the back of her belt, just to give her a little
Okay.
extra weight and tell Igor not to let Hal fall off.
Okay,
All right.
sir.
All right, so
It's not
Igor
that
gets
far.
over to the other side of the
It's like
carpet,
3
grabs the other
steps.
side. So, Hal, you're leaning over the edge of the carpet, which is not a completely stable space anyway, because it is a carpet. Igor's holding on to you. Something else is holding on to you. You're
Okay.
not sure, except it feels creepy, so you know it must be Wendell.
I don't think Hal registers any of this. She is
Okay.
so focused on Lamont. Like, I don't think she even realized she was slipping. Like, she is so
Okay.
fucking pissed.
Maybe
You got all the wrong friends, Hal. All the wrong friends.
Yeah, you're the wrong friend.
No.
Yes. Let me make this
I love you.
abundantly clear to you, Lamont. The next time you go after a child, I'll make sure that you're not around for a third time.
Child.
An 8-year-old.
8-year-old.
I don't give a shit if the child is the reincarnation of fucking Vecna. We don't mess with kids.
Oh boy.
We don't dangle them from rooftops.
You're
Tell
all
me you
twisted up.
understand so I don't fucking kill you right now.
You're all twisted up, Hal. If you gave a damn about these kids, about the youth, you'd have very different relationships. But you don't know what I know, do you?
See, you don't understand what it's like to be a street kid. You don't understand what it's like to have no options besides going to the fucking class or the fucking myriad, to dealing with people who are abusive and manipulative and dealing with shit as an 8-year-old. You don't understand. If you did, you would not treat that child that way.
I know what the street is like.
No, you
You're
don't.
right.
No, you don't.
No, you're
Not-
right. I don't.
You don't know what it's like for a child. No,
Not for a
you don't. Don't tell me otherwise.
I gave that kid some money and I sent him on his way.
You send him off to die. Because you don't understand what the clasp and the myriad are like. When these kids fail, their life is forfeit. If you gave a shit, you would have took him somewhere safe, like I did.
I keep children safe, Hal.
No, you don't. You put them in danger. You cannot tell me you keep children safe when you dangle them over rooftops. You might get rid of people that you think are bad, of gangsters, mobsters, whatever the fuck. That doesn't solve the problem with the kids.
All right. All right. You're right.
No more kids.
No more kids.
No more kids. And she hauls him back up.
At this point, you notice that you're really about 10 feet off the ground now as Harlan is
Damn
slowly
it.
descending. Sort of wide open kind of plain. So you didn't really notice because there's no trees nearby, but the street's right below.
Loses kind of its punch, but okay.
It was a slow descent.
Yeah.
It still had its punch, but it's just funny that your friends were looking out for everyone the entire time. And so I imagine with Igor's help, it's relatively easy to get Lamont back up onto the carpet.
Oh, I got it.
And so you're about 5 hours away from Greenfast at this point, at the top speed of the carpet. The sun has set, it is becoming dark. I imagine this would be an interesting ride the rest of the way. What are you guys doing?
Well, obviously, I'm going to force feed everybody some snacks, and even myself, and pretend like none of this even happened because the eagle, it didn't happen. There was just, dangling people like you do. That's what friends do. You dangle your friends off a building.
You work up an appetite,
Yep, you get hungry.
What sort of snacks are you giving everyone?
Sandwiches and tea to start with. Gonna have, this multi-decker sandwiches with the toothpick.
And like a thermos of hot tea for everyone?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, see that's
We're
always
going
nice.
full on.
He calls it a snack. Other people call it feast, but
Well, never mind that. It's like
it's
50
a snack.
sandwiches.
It's like
but-
11's afternoon tea.
I mean, it starts as what looks like a feast. Everyone gets their one bite, and there's all this food left over, and you eat your sandwich, you turn around, and all the food is gone.
Mm-hmm. Oh, like fat Igor sitting there.
Wendell is just
Regular
daintily
Wendell. Yes.
mopping up his mouth. Just like, I mean, if anyone paid attention, you would have seen that Wendell ate as much as Igor did, rage eating, which is kind of a disconcerting thought. But right now, I believe that both Lamont and Hal probably aren't eating.
No.
Okay.
He's too angry to eat.
Come on now, eat your food. Don't let the grumpiness get you down. And he's got like a sandwich and he's like pushing it at her mouth.
She doesn't smack it out of his hand because she knows like that would be like sacrilegious to him. But she takes it and she's like, I'm not gonna eat it now, Igor, but I promise I'll eat it before we get off the carpet.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
Okay.
And Igor will go around to Lamont and be like, sandwich, eat your food. Lamont.
Realized we were in the lunch car. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll have one of those.
Right.
The tea is delicious. You know what I could really go for?
Brewed it myself out of my sock.
Yum. You know what's funny? You know what goes good with sandwiches is soup. Yeah. Soup is delicious, isn't it? Delicious hot bowl of soup when you're on the streets and starving and run out of options.
I think soup's a good out of options meal.
It is.
Are
You know
you
who knows a
in
lot about soup, Igor?
soup kitchens?
Yeah. No one knows a lot about soup kitchens. And this is funny. This will interest you too, Hal. No one knows a lot about soup kitchens. Your boss, Wendell.
Wendell?
Yeah.
He does like his soup. And kitchens.
He certainly does. You know what else Wendell likes? And
Money.
this is something that Hal and Wendell really have in common. This must be something that they really like to visit about during all the time they like to spend together. It's children. Children. Something I know that Hal feels very strongly about.
Yeah.
Funny because I spent a year on those streets you're talking about. I spent a year amongst the children.
Yet you did nothing about it.
I did a lot, Hal. You weren't there. While you were out playing footsie with your girlfriend, I was out there getting the work done. And here's what I found out. Those soup kitchens disappear children on the regular.
What
They
are you
go,
talking
they
about?
eat, they go, they eat, they stay, then they're gone.
They get taken to the orphanages if they don't have any parents?
Master, I think it's worse than that. I think he's insinuating they eat the children.
They don't eat the children. Igor,
They don't eat the
that's
children.
illegal.
Oh,
They don't eat.
what a
No,
word.
if they were serving the children,
But
they
the
were serving
orphanages
children
serve the
soup. No,
children.
no, I know they serve the children, but if they were serving the children, I would have dealt with it. No. What's happening over there is something different.
What do you think is happening over there, Lamont?
I think I've met your boss, Wendell.
Yes, I introduced you that one time.
I did. And I think I know what it wants.
And he's not a boss, he's more of a benefactor, really. It's a mutual relationship.
Let's just say before we got the band back together, I think what Wendell's boss is mostly interested in, and I think I figured it out, is soup kitchens. And if children were really what we were so worried about, if suffering were really what we were so desperate to end,
then we would
start
by getting these children apprenticeships and jobs and families. Yes, like what I've been doing in Amon. Educations, clothing, shoes, food, books. Good books are coming. 4 books.
That's true. He's pretty much a man of the children, Lamont. He doesn't eat them, I promise.
I don't eat, no. In the soup kitchens, the people who are going missing, not the children, because they're the orphanages, they're also getting gainful employment.
Is that like what I do, Master?
Yes, you have a form of gainful employment. We all do.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I do my best not to suspect the worst about people.
I somehow doubt that,
Sure.
but people have been getting jobs, moving out of Amon, working those jobs,
I telepathically,
enjoying a new quality of life.
while Wendell is talking, I telepathically say to Hal, he's lying.
I don't think Hal can respond to his telepathy.
It's fine. The tea is delicious. And like I said, sometimes I just get a hankering for soup. It was that year on the streets.
How was the soup? Was it good enough? Do I need to up the quality? Because again, we try to source our ingredients locally, but you know, how was it?
Soup was fine.
Good.
Can I ask a quick question before I take a nap?
Again?
Yeah, my shoulder hurts. Where are we going and what are we doing? Run it by me one more time.
So, the Yellowcrest family that was murdered 5 years ago, we found out that the Lord is living in Greenfast. So we're headed there to ask him some questions about the entity he contacted in another plane using that book, the Retribution of the Ancients, and hopefully solve a murder mystery. We're trying to get there before his lackey, that he sends to do all his business for him in town, returns, so that way he has less people around.
Well,
Who's to say he's even still alive and the lackey isn't just saying he's running business for the man? These are things we need to look into.
well, I'm sure this is going to be a frolic. I can't wait. You know, I'm glad we're all out for the same thing on this one. We're going to touch down there. We're going to figure this thing out. We're going to get it buttoned up and go back. Because it's in everybody's best interest to make sure that Harlan's ship doesn't go missing.
Teamwork.
That's right. That's right, Igor. Teamwork. Because all too often, people have different goals. People have different things that they're really out for. Some people just want to bend time and space. Some people want to take something that's not theirs. And some people just want to have dinner, don't they, Igor?
Well, that's true. Dinner is my motivation.
Oh.
That's right. The rest of us are out there getting the work done. Isn't that right, everybody?
You know what your problem is, Lamont? You jump to conclusions before you have any of the answers. You think the way you see it is the right way, when that's not the case.
Perhaps.
Those people that go missing from Wendell's soup kitchens, the majority of them are at his winery, working. I've been there. I've seen them.
She helped with the caravan.
Yeah, I helped them get there.
Mm-hmm. You've helped them get there?
Yes. I guarded the caravan that got them there and got new arrivals back to Amon.
You know, people who want a new start in life, contract work, decently paying job, new skill set.
So if I showed up to that winery,
There would be people making wine.
that I was visiting with
or a
weren't
reasonable
there
rate.
anymore?
Age.
Crushing
You'll find
grapes
people.
with their tiny toes? Is that what I'd find out
Oh,
there?
no, that only happens 1 month out of the year. For a very specific
During the festival.
grape crop. Yes, during the festival. The rest of the time, it's wine press. It's a grape press.
Hmm.
The feet crushed grapes wine sells for exorbitantly more amounts of money.
So maybe, Lamont, take a step back and think before you act and accuse.
Or maybe ask your friends about it. Well, acquaintances, perhaps.
Because do you know anything that I did during the year I was gone? Besides, as you put it, play footsie with my girlfriend? No, you don't, because you didn't care to ask. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I'm mad at you. You're self-righteous, and you don't give a shit about the people around you, despite the fact that we have proven we give a shit about you.
That's not true.
Then prove it. I've said it again and again and again. You can tell me anything you want, but your actions, holding a kid over a fucking roof, tells me otherwise. That doesn't tell me you're the good guy. That tells me you're a bully who scares kids into getting what he wants. It's no better than the Clasp. It's no better than the Myriad. I don't need answers. I just need you to think. I don't give a shit if it doesn't change you. I don't give a shit if you keep doing what you're doing. But if you continue this course of action, I will be there to stop you.
I'll be fine.
I hope so. Because I do count you as one of my friends. I just don't think you count me as one of yours.
Likewise.
Stop thinking the worst of people. Yeah, there's shitty people out there. And yeah, we do shitty things. Doesn't make us shitty people. And Hal eats her sandwich.
To the delight of Igor, who's been paying attention, I'm sure.
Waiting for me to bite into my sandwich.
Yes.
Very angry bite into the sandwich.
Oh,
Harlan,
Igor's impressed.
this entire time,
Yes.
drama has been flying behind you.
Yes.
What have you been doing other than just flying the carpet through the night?
very focused on that. It actually turns out that formed toupee glue makes excellent earplugs.
That is a tip that everyone should know. Formed toupee glue, excellent earplugs. So it's been a pleasant flight for you.
Mm-hmm.
Other than occasionally being told by Wendell to lower the altitude from time to time. But that hasn't happened in some time. And Igor brought you tea and a sandwich. Okay.
It was a very good flight. And it was touch and go there for a few seconds, but I found the way.
All right. Which has been relatively easy because below you is the Great Tradeway that flows south. It has many different names, but yeah, we'll just go with that one for now. It's a simple road traveling between the major cities along the coast, along the Menagerie coast. Pretty simple, but at about the 5-hour mark, you're not sure where really to go. You're in an area that's mostly just farmland. Farmhouses dot either side. There's a couple major crossroad coming up. And you really don't know where Greenfast is, other than it's 6 hours or so to the south.
Maybe there's a sign that says Greenfast that way. Imagine it's exceptionally green there.
I will,
Quit.
yes, we'll touch down for a moment. I could use a break.
You like, I can take over flying for you. I don't need sleep.
Let's us see what the sign says first. Touchdown over there.
There's a sign at the cross, because usually at crossroads, there might be like a this way to this to that 72 miles.
That's exactly what you see here. You notice that the sign that you see oops, I was a little wrong about that particular pathway. I'm going to retcon this because I had my map incorrect. For the last 4 hours, you've been flying over water.
Oh.
And so as you make it back to land, you find the road.
Gosh,
I was
even
turned
worse
around.
for Lamont.
Yes, even better for Lamont. I imagine he was just a few feet above the water, the lapping waves as you lowered him down. You make it on, and you find yourself about 3 hours north of Palma Flora, one of the larger towns, the Menagerie Coast and the Clovis Concord. So you find the crossroad here. So to the south, you have Palma Flora, and then you see to the west several other names, and then one that you recognize, or sorry, to the east, Greenfast.
Ha.
Is there any distant marker?
Not really, but it's the third town listed. There's 2 in a row.
Okay.
You know, just there's Vizier's, and then there's Caleb's Field, and then you have Greenfast. So you imagine you might have to pass 2 small villages before you get to that area.
Eye out.
We're on the right track.
Right.
All right, Wendell, why don't you take over?
All right.
Be careful with it.
Explain to me again why we're here. I didn't really catch that. I was kind of busy.
So that murder we're investigating.
Oh,
Yellow
yeah.
Chris, yes.
That.
We found out that the Lord fled with his tome, the retribution of the ancients, to a small town village called Greenfast. So
I see.
we are headed towards Greenfast to try to beat his lackey. Well, technically, we don't even know if the Lord's alive. There's someone who's claiming to be the bearer of their orders, but the Lord hasn't been seen in Port Tamale since the incident, so...
So we're going to talk to the
Hopefully,
Lord?
yes, the Lord, to see about that. See what he thinks about the murder of his family. See what he's up to. Maybe he's murdering more people. I don't know. He definitely contacted an entity from another plane with that book, which could be, depending on the entity, quite dangerous. So,
Okay. All right.
That's where we're going. We're going to Greenfast.
Are we there?
No, it seems we're 2 towns over.
Oh.
But Harlan use a rest, so I'm going to take over driving because I don't need one.
Okay.
It's a little after midnight at this point. You imagine you'll arrive in the dead of night.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Perfect time to skulk around.
Wendell, you take the carpet up.
Yep.
It's just a quick shot. Not very far. You reach this, looks like a decent sized village. Well maintained in the moonlight that you can see. On the horizon to the east, to the west, is about 2 miles outside of the town is a tall tower upon a hill.
A good
And
place
you
to...
found the city of Greenfast,
Oh.
or the village of Greenfast.
Looks to everyone who's like, well, we're here. There's a tower and a village.
Do we know which house this is?
Well, he's a lord, so it's probably a larger one. Maybe a small estate. But we could be surprising. We'll just coast along. See if we spot any maybe larger houses.
I doubt
Also-
we see.
Yes.
I doubt we see many flying carpets out this far. I suggest we.
No, but it's like 3 a.m., so...
You do notice that there's still lights on at one building in the center of town along the little river that cuts through the center of town.
Okay.
You imagine it might be a tavern or something.
Okay, well, in that case, if the tavern's still open, maybe just a circle around the tower, see if it's, like, abandoned or still in use or something, and then, like, if it's the town guard tower or something, I don't know, and then park it and get in the town.
Okay.
Is the-
You take... I'm sorry?
Does the tower have lights on it?
No.
Okay.
There aren't any lights at the tower. But in the moonlight, you can imagine you can get a decent view of the grounds.
See if it looks like it's, like, overrun, crumbling, falling down, intact.
Do you head that way?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll circle around that and then go into town.
All right. As you get near, amid a grove of gnarled scrub trees stands
Oh,
a
no.
half-fallen stone tower. Rough workers' tents, piles of timber, and tools scattered about show that the site appears to be under reconstruction. Although little headway seems to be made in restoring the tower to its former glory.
Okay, and then we'll go to town.
All right.
We should probably land outside of town and walk
And then
into
walk
it.
in, yes. Thank you
Okay.
for riding the Holland's Carpet Magic Go Now Express.
Carpet magic
Carpet-
go now.
Carpet Action Go Now.
I would say it was a pleasant ride, but it really wasn't. So
I feel like the ride itself was smooth, it just may have been the atmosphere.
Got rug bird.
Let us never do this again.
sounds good to me.
You make it into the town. Where do you park? To the north or to the south?
Which direction were we coming from? The south? Or the
The
north?
tower is to the west.
Okay. What about which way is Port Damali?
Port Damali would be to the northeast.
Then we'll come in from the north.
Okay. You see the tradeway that runs from the north, goes along the side of the river that goes through town. the town is what you'd imagine, a more out of the way little village. It's well kept, tidy houses, mostly thatch roofs, timber frames. All the windows are dark for the most part, except up ahead, across a little bridge, is a smaller building that looks something like a tavern with lights still on. Mm-hmm. That would be it.
I think we head that way then.
Mm-hmm.
You make your way through town. It's very quiet. Your every step echoes through the silent night. And as you get closer to the small tavern, you hear a little music from inside. It's late, but it seems like someone is drunkenly playing a fiddle. Do you go inside?
Yeah. Don't see why
Okay.
not.
As you step inside, you see a small placard on the side. It looks like a cauldron, except it's bulging some out at the sides. It looks like that might be the name of the tavern itself. You walk inside, and the tavern has a warm, homey feel. It's got just homemade tables and chairs. Not really art on the wall. Some tapestries that seem to be as old as the town itself. There's a roaring